Good morning, and welcome to the Monday edition of Multicolored Hats, the podcast that stares into the digital abyss so you don't have to. Because frankly, the abyss is staring back, and it looks suspiciously like a targeted ad. I'm your host, Kip, and it is Monday, November 3rd, 2025. It was a weekend where the only thing multiplying faster than vulnerabilities was the amount of money being thrown at AI infrastructure. OpenAI signed a massive deal with Amazon, apparently deciding that being exclusive with Microsoft was too restrictive for their GPU needs. Meta is also burning cash to build the Matrix, whether investors want it or not. Meanwhile, CISA ruined Halloween by announcing your Linux servers are vulnerable. Google demanded everyone update Chrome, and a new report confirms Europe is basically a ransomware playground. The simulation is overheating, and the cooling fans are clogged with venture capital. Let's get into it. First up, the great AI arms race is getting expensive, and the partnerships are shifting faster than a politician's stance on encryption. This morning, OpenAI and Amazon announced a staggering $38 billion deal, 5.1, 5.2. The agreement allows OpenAI to run its AI systems on Amazon Web Services, giving them access to hundreds of thousands of NVIDIA's specialized AI chips, 5.3. This comes shortly after OpenAI altered its partnership with Microsoft, meaning Microsoft is no longer their exclusive cloud provider, 5.2. It's beautiful. OpenAI is now multi-cloud, which is tech speak for playing mom and dad against each other to see who buys us the most GPUs. It seems Amazon isn't trying to win the AI model war directly, they're just happy to sell the bullets to everyone else. Speaking of burning money, Meta is also joining the infrastructure party with the enthusiasm of someone who hasn't looked at their bank balance in a decade. Reports this morning confirmed that Meta is planning to boost its 2025 capital spending to an eye-watering $70 to $72 billion, 2.3. That's nearly double last year's outlay, all in the name of supercharging its AI infrastructure, 2.3. Investors, naturally, panicked, and the stock tumbled more than 8%, 2.3. It seems the market is finally asking the trillion-dollar question. Is this AI actually going to make money? Or is it just a very expensive way to generate slightly more realistic avatars in the metaverse that literally nobody is using? The pressure is on to prove this isn't just a massive, synchronized midlife crisis for Silicon Valley. Moving to cybersecurity. If you use Google Chrome, which, statistically, is almost everyone, your Halloween was likely interrupted by a security alert. On Friday, October 31st, Google released an update for Chrome patching 20 security fixes, 1.1. This included fixes for 7 serious flaws that could allow attackers to run malicious code just by luring you to a compromised web page, 1.1. Nothing says, trick or treat, like a remote code execution vulnerability. This is Google's favorite game, waiting until the last possible moment of the workweek to announce that the software used by billions of people is fundamentally broken. If you haven't updated yet, stop what you're doing and update now. In other, patch now, news, CISA also dropped a Halloween surprise, specifically targeting Linux administrators. On October 31st, CISA added a critical use after free vulnerability in the Linux kernel, CVE 20241086, to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, 3.1. CISA warns this is being actively exploited in campaigns to deploy ransomware. 3.1. The flaw allows local attackers to escalate privileges to root access. They go from being a guest in the system to owning the entire server. This affects widely used distributions like Ubuntu, Red Hat, and Debian. 3.1. It's a lovely reminder that even the bedrock of the internet, the open source ecosystem, is vulnerable to flaws that can bring enterprise systems to their knees. And finally, if you're in Europe, the cybersecurity news is particularly grim. This morning, CrowdStrike released its 2025 European Threat Landscape Report, 4.1. The report reveals that European organizations accounted for nearly 22% of global ransomware and extortion victims, second only to North America, 4.2. Attacks are also getting faster, with the average ransomware attack now taking just 24 hours, 4.2. The report highlights a dangerous convergence of standard e-crime and geopolitical threats, with state-sponsored adversaries from Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran expanding their targeting in the region. 4.2. So, congratulations Europe. You're not just dealing with organized crime, You're dealing with organized crime backed by nuclear powers. Sleep tight. Are you exhausted from the constant cycle of zero-day vulnerabilities and emergency patches? Do you need the stamina to analyze the ROI of a $70 billion infrastructure investment before your 9 a.m. stand-up? You need Kernel Panic Punch, the only energy drink formulated with 450 milligrams of caffeine in a proprietary blend of nootropics designed to make you forget the meaning of the word sleep. It's like a cold boot for your brain. Available in flavors like Segmentation Fault Strawberry, Use After Free Lemon Lime, and Privilege Escalation Peach. Kernel Panic Punch. Drink it before the system crashes. And that's our show for this Monday. A weekend where we learned that the AI arms race is expensive, the software is broken, and the threat actors are working overtime. I'm Kip, and this has been Multicolored Hats. Stay cynical, patch your systems, and try to enjoy the week.